ever moved from one house to another, or one school to another, a different city, a different state? When I first started school, we moved almost every summer because my father was in the military. It can be really challenging to move to a new place and a new school, as some of you know. I want to tell you about 3 new books that we have in the library. Each of these books, the character's life was affected due to moving. The first book is Skellig. Skellig is by David Almond. The story begins with a boy named Michael. His family moved to a new neighborhood. It isn't a new house. It's more of a fixer-upper. Michael becomes quite curious about their garage that's on the verge of collapsing. Of course, his parents tell him to stay away from it, but he goes in very curious. He hears a ruffling sound. There in the corner, underneath all this junk, he sees a man. He isn't quite sure what to do. He tries talking to the man. Well, while his parents are focused on his new baby sister that isn't very healthy and is in and out of the hospital, he tries to care for the man by feeding him and seeing if he can get to know him. The story is very mysterious, includes a bit of magic, and it is quite emotional. What happens to the man? Will the garage collapse? Who and what is the man? What happens to the sick baby sister? You'll have to read to find out, but I will give you a clue. Another story that's even more mysterious and about a boy who has moved is Wolf Rider by Avi. This story is about Andy, who just moved to a college town with his father. His mom had died and his father felt they needed a new start. Andy's in high school, but now he's living in a college town. I wanted to share with you just the first page of the story. The kitchen phone rang 3 times before Andy picked it up. "Hello?" he said. A voice replied, "I just killed someone." "What?" "I just killed someone." "I don't understand," said Andy. "I have to tell." "Who is this?" Andy demanded. "I killed Nina." "You killed Nina?" Andy echoed. Have you ever received a prank phone call? I heard there's an app now that you can put on your phone and it will prank call people. Well, before you prank call anyone, what I think you should do is to read what happened to Andy. The phone call haunts him. Everyone says it's a prank, but he doesn't believe it, because what if it isn't a prank call? Well, Andy decides he needs to find out. So you'll read about him trying to solve this mystery. The caller said he killed Nina. Who was Nina? Did he kill her? Why did he call? If there's a Nina at the school, should he try to find out? What should Andy do? As you read that story, you'll find out it's a very mysterious story. If you're too squeamish, I do want to tell you that someone does die in the story, and there is a knife and blood. So if you are too squeamish, don't check it out. But if you like mysteries that are a little scary, then pick up Wolf Rider. The third book I want to share with you is about a young girl growing up who moves a few times. Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. Jacqueline Woodson is the author of the story, and it's her autobiography, but it isn't written like most other biographies. It is written in a narrative poetry we call prose. Jacqueline was born in Columbus, Ohio, and she grew up in the time of the Civil Rights Movement. She tells her story by growing up as an African-American girl living in the 60s and 70s. The story is told by her perspective. Jackie grew up with her brother, who could sing really well, her older sister, who was just really smart. She had a difficult time figuring out what she was good at. She had difficulties learning to read, so she really didn't think that she'd be good at anything. But then, once she started to write, she felt that she could put her feelings down into words. She later realized that writing was her gift. Brown Girl Dreaming, Wolf Rider, Skellig. These are the 3 new books in our library. I hope you take time